Well, hello everyone, it's Kevin here. Welcome to Mobile DJ Remastered. Today I want to talk about ceremony audio. Now, as us wedding DJs know, the ceremony can be the most stressful time of the whole evening or the whole event because every word is listened to by every guest, and any kind of dropout or static or any kind of muffling, anything like that on the microphones that we put on our officiants, on the bride and groom, any microphone issues whatsoever are going to be like magnified times a million. Okay, everybody's going to know it, and it kind of like it makes you sound like not the greatest professional, not the best audio engineer, not the best DJ if you have poor audio at the ceremony. So what I want to do is just talk to you a little bit about how I've really honed in on what I think is the perfect wedding ceremony system. And I've done another video about what the technical aspects of my setup are. In this video, I just want to talk a little bit about how I achieve what I achieve and what you can do for sure to mimic that. And I think you could probably use various different technology. You do not have to use the Shure and JBL technology that I'm using here. I certainly would endorse them or be happy to recommend them because they're working well for me, but you don't have to do that. You can achieve the same results with different technology. But what I want to do is show you exactly what I'm doing that I think achieves that flawless ceremony sound. Okay, first off, I have in front of me, I know you can't, it's kind of out of frame, but this is my my rig that I take into a ceremony. So it's just basically this SKB box with the lid popping off. I'm gonna take the lids off and I'm gonna show you guys the couple things that I think will give you that flawless sound. And I even have an example to tee up to show you. Again, I'll put a link in the description to my video where I go over the technical aspects and the specific components of my wedding setup. So link in the description for that. But in this video, I'm going to show you guys the key components. First key component, I think, is one of these shark fin directional antennas. Okay, now this is a passive, non-powered version of a shark fin, and I just have one of them. And basically what I do is I take this and I attach it. This is my Eon 1 Pro, the head of my column array that I use for ceremonies, and it's got a little hole in the top. I put this right in the hole. Okay, fits perfect. I put a little gaff tape on here so I can kind of twist it in a little bit, and it bears down, and then it doesn't wobble as much. It doesn't go side to side with the wind or whatnot. And I put this up, okay? So with my column array on its highest setting with all the pieces, this gets about, I don't know, 7 foot in the air with this guy on top. And I point it right at my officiant and couple. So it's going right toward the direction of the source of my wireless microphones. So this is so good, and it's easy to take a coax cable and connect this, run the cable down, and I connect the cable to my microphone receivers. And I think in my video, I talk about having combiners, basically taking my receivers so they all can take advantage of using this one shark fin. But guys, this right here has increased my, or let's say decreased dropouts and eliminated them. And also, it's just a really good thing to do to put your receiver above everybody's head and basically have line of sight. You always want line of sight. Even if you've got materials that radio waves and FM, the typical radio frequencies can go ahead and maybe traverse or go through, like PVC or wood or whatnot. If you have anything obstructing your view, that can cause problems. It's not just metal things, okay? Some people I think, oh, if there's no metal between me and the audio source, that's okay. That's not great. That's not perfect. And I've not found 100% success unless you get that line of sight. This helps achieve that. I'm high up, and I've got that directional antenna. When I've done this in the past, and I've had a lot of ceremonies where I've done this, and I just have, let's say, a half-wave antenna, okay? Basically, half-wave antenna, sitting at maybe hip level, okay? I'm thinking hip level's the standard height of anybody's standard microphone setup or gear if you put it on a little table or something. If you've got one of these half-wave antennas, and I'll show you when I'm talking half-wave, I just mean these guys, the longer, half-wave as opposed to the short quarter waves. These half-wave antennas, they're great, but if they're sitting down here at hip level, there's all kinds of stuff. There's bodies, there's chairs, there's things in the way. There might be trees. So get high, and even these would be better if you could get them high up, or just even one. Get one high up, okay, line of sight. That would be great. Now remember, the way they collect waves is a wave will come, like imagine we're looking at it, maybe the ceremony's over here. The wave's gonna come this way and get picked up by this antenna, okay? So it kind of comes in like this. So that's great. You would never want to point, like let's say if the ceremony's over that way, you wouldn't want to point the antenna this way, because that's great, you're pointing at them, but this is not how this antenna works. It works by collecting waves on this axis. So you definitely want to present this face toward your your line of sight to your ceremony. But 2 would be better than 1, and you probably have seen this or heard this, that if you offset them by about 45 degrees, that's great. Get them kind of far apart, even better, okay? Better chance to pick up good reception. And then this is pro level. This is so worth it. I really highly recommend using one of these directional antennas, and just you do point right at your source, okay? So that's really tip number 1. The biggest tip I have is this guy. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you guys, again, technology agnostic. I mean, I'm using Shure. I love this, it's the SLXD line, SLXD4, and I really love this line. They have lavaliers and handhelds and lots of different heads and lots of different types of mics. But let me show you this on the lavalier or the lapel mic. This right here, this is gold. It's this little puff, and I had to buy it separate, but it's essentially a Windbreaker, okay? And you can probably see, it just looks like a little powder puff, and they make them in different colors. So I think they make a white one, I have the black. And it's just got a little rubber band almost, like elastic on the bottom, and you basically cover the lapel mic with it. I'm sure you're all very familiar with the standard, which is this guy, okay? And this little foam ball, this is what you usually get, right? This is what you get with when you buy the lapel. So what happens, I think, is when you have this, the wind kind of like grates on this puff, okay? This foam. It like grates on for some reason, and you hear the wind pops and the wind noise and the whirring sound or whatnot. So this is bad. This actually outside, these are horrible unless you got a really still day, or you've got some, I don't know, things blocking all the wind out. If you have any wind whatsoever, this little guy will be such a miracle, and somehow the wind will come in here and just dissipate and not really get picked up by the mic as much as will voices. Voices will carry into this and will be picked up perfectly. Now, it doesn't look as clean as this, of course, but I'm telling you, this right here is such a good thing if you're doing an outside ceremony. So a combination of this with your great technology, whatever technology you use, if it's Sennheiser, if it's some other brand, that's totally fine. Like I said, this is less about the technology you're using and more about getting line of sight with hopefully a directional antenna, or at the very least something that's high and has good line of sight to your audio source, and breaking up that wind with one of these. So guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Just a couple tips on things that I'm doing that help you rock a solid ceremony and have great audio. So what I'm gonna do now is just play a clip of a recent event I did. And basically this was a wedding. It was outside, it was by a pond, it was super windy, and I used the technology that I talked about here, but also the two big tips, right? The little muffler, the little fuzzball for my lav mic, and of course the directional microphone. Both very, very good. So I'm gonna show you guys a clip and what it sounded like too, because I recorded it with a direct line feed into my speaker and also on my phone. So I'll let you guys see just a little bit of what I'm talking about.
Repeat these words after me. This ring symbolizes my love for you and the commitments we made today.
This ring symbolizes
My love for you
and the commitments we make today.
Repeat these words after me. This ring symbolizes my love for you and the commitments we made today.
This ring symbolizes
My love for you
and the commitments we make today.
This ring symbolizes my love of you and the commitments we made today. This ring symbolizes my love of you and the commitments we made today.
All right, guys, hopefully that was cool to see, and you saw basically it was, and you could hear it, right? You could hear flawless audio. It sounded great. This couple absolutely loved that we were able to get such a crisp, clear recording. They loved it, and they gave me lots of compliments and a big tip too. But anyway, they were super happy with it. And I don't always record my ceremonies this way. This was a special ask from the couple, but I know that everyone in the audience, or if you could say all the guests and family and friends, they're gonna pay really close attention to how well we do ceremony and if we have issues or whatnot. And it's gonna kind of set the tone for the evening. So you gotta hit flawless on the audio reproduction. You gotta hit flawless on no pops and dropouts and all that good stuff. So hopefully these tips will help you guys do the same. If you're having trouble, leave some notes in the comments below. Maybe I can help you out, or somebody from the community can kind of help you out with some tips. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.